Real quickly before we begin, I want to thank this video's sponsor, CarMarshal.com. CarMarshal.com can save you lots of money on buying used or new vehicles, cars, trucks, school buses. If you want to save money, I'll have a link in the description down below. I know I'm going to.
Entire county refuses to obey new gun control law, declares itself gun owner sanctuary. A county in Illinois has declared itself a sanctuary for gun owners in an attempt to stand up to the state's efforts to unconstitutionally restrict the Second Amendment. By Jack Burns, April 22, 2018. Amid political buzzwords of sanctuary cities and gun bans, one Illinois county decided to wade into the fray by declaring itself a sanctuary for gun owners. The Effingham County Board voted this past week, 8-1, to order its employees not to enforce any laws that would unconstitutionally restrict the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Effingham County State's Attorney Brian Kibler said the measure is meant to act as a warning shot to tell the state legislature that the county does not want unnecessary gun control measures, or for the sale of firearms to be jeopardized. The resolution states, "The right of the people to keep and bear arms is guaranteed as an individual right under the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution and under the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and, the right of the people to keep and bear arms for defense of life, liberty, and property is regarded as an inalienable right by the people of Effingham County, Illinois, and the people of Effingham County, Illinois, derive economic benefit from all safe forms of firearms recreation, hunting, and shooting conducted within Effingham County using all types of firearms allowable under the United States Constitution." Board member David Campbell told Fox News that the county decided it's time for someone to take a hard stand. He said the board modeled their resolution on other counties which have adopted similar measures. The resolution, which Kibler said is largely symbolic, was drafted by the board as a response to what it perceives as an attack on the Second Amendment by the state of Illinois and its General Assembly. "So we thought, why don't we just make this a sanctuary county like they would for undocumented immigrants? So we did flip the script on it," Kibler told Fox and Friends, noting that the goal of the resolution is to make it known to the Illinois General Assembly that if they keep on this path of stripping away Second Amendment rights from gun owners, there's going to be blowback from Southern Illinois. Ever since the resolution passed in Effingham, Kibler said the county has had numerous requests for a draft of the resolution to be passed in other counties in the state. The attorney pointed to bills being considered by the Illinois General Assembly that would restrict the purchase of ammunition to those aged 21 and older as proof that the state is slowly chipping away at individual freedoms. Kibler said that when the county chose to use the word sanctuary in their resolution, they received the attention they were seeking. "The Chicago legislation comes up with new proposals every year which take away our Second Amendment rights," he said. "So we can send a kid off to war. When he comes home, it's going to be illegal for him to buy a gun with more than 10 rounds in it." Effingham County's sanctuary resolution echoes Iroquois County's similar resolution adopted in March, decrying the consideration of numerous gun control bills inside the Illinois General Assembly. In a statement, the Iroquois County said the current gun control measures being considered by the state legislature will infringe on their citizens' rights to be able to defend themselves, engage in recreational hunting and shooting, and it will make instant felons out of any citizen under 21 who fails to surrender their weapons under the new proposed laws. Similarly, Iroquois also denounced the state General Assembly's gun control plans, saying they would effectively ban all private and club-owned gun ranges and make it nearly impossible for individuals who work late at night and in dangerous jobs to wear body armor for protection, which would conceivably include motorcyclists who wear body armor for personal protection while cycling. The resolution in Effingham County comes just weeks after Deerfield, Illinois, voted to ban nearly all modern weapons. While Deerfield's ban is not symbolic, Effingham County's resolution really does not have any teeth to it. Kibler noted that if the state decides to ban weapons as Chicago has done, there is really nothing a county or local law enforcement can do. Residents in Deerfield were given 60 days to surrender their assault weapons or face fines of $1,000 per day per gun. Upon careful reading of the ordinance, it appears that residents will be left with only revolvers, .22 caliber plinking rifles, and double-barrel shotguns to defend their homes and families from criminals who could not care less about the law. Fines for not disposing of the weapons range from $250 to $1,000 per day per gun for those who choose not to comply with the city's ordinance. While a fine may seem reasonable to some, as TFTP has reported on multiple occasions, failure to pay fines always results in police action. It is not far-fetched to predict major turmoil and arrests in the event of non-compliance.
Of sanctuary cities for illegal immigrants, and now one Illinois county is declaring itself a sanctuary for gun owners. And they're joining a growing number of gun owners across the country who are fighting to protect their Second Amendment rights. Joining me now is Effingham County Board Member David Campbell and Effingham County State Attorney Brian Kibler. Thank you both for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Good morning, Heather.
Good morning, Heather.
So you put this resolution together, the two of you. David, I'll start with you. Why did you decide to do this to begin with?
Basically, this came about, we've been seeing an increasing number of House and Senate bills coming through attacking our Second Amendment. And I go to a lot of the NRA banquets and things in my hometown and talk to a lot of my constituents and decided to take a stand. We're tired of seeing all these new House bills coming through attacking our Second Amendment rights, and decided that it's time for someone to take a hard stand. And that's kind of how we started looking at this, and I started doing some research on resolutions and saw that Iroquois County had done a similar or a resolution that I wanted to kind of start ours after,
right.
And took some bullet points from that and then started forming our own. And I talked to our state's attorney, Brian, and we started putting in some of our own language and came up with our Effingham County resolution.
Yeah, Brian, I want to ask you about that. The county board, Monday, they passed this resolution 8-1, and it basically directs employees not to enforce new Illinois laws that would, and this is a quote, unconstitutionally restrict the Second Amendment. Now, is this symbolic, or what type of action do you believe could be taken as a result?
Well, Heather, it's mostly symbolic. Obviously, if a state law violates the Second Amendment, federal Constitution, law enforcement is not going to be able to enforce it anyway. But when Dave and I were drafting it, we thought, well, how could we really get the point across that this is becoming a major concern to our constituents, that our Second Amendment rights and liberties are being slowly stripped away through numerous bills coming through the Illinois General Assembly. So we thought, you know what, there were kind of a thought, why don't we just make this a sanctuary county like they would for undocumented immigrants? So we did flip the script on it, and I think that's what's caused this, this outpouring of support and also against what we're up to. We took a very word that's or a phrase that's become kind of sacred here lately, which is sanctuary county, and we're reappropriating it for our own purpose, which is we're taking a stand and we're making it known to the Illinois General Assembly that if they keep on this path of stripping away Second Amendment rights, there's going to be blowback from the people of Southern Illinois. And what's happened since we used the word sanctuary county for gun owners in this legislation, we've had an outpouring of support from other counties in Southern Illinois. Our board office is being hit every day asking for a copy of this resolution. It passed in a neighboring county last night. I think it's going to pass in some other counties next week. So while it's symbolic, it's symbolic, Heather, but it really proves that people in Southern Illinois are getting tired of being pushed around, and they think in this state where the majority of the population and the legislators come from, Chicago, the Chicago legislators come up with new rules every year or new law proposals that really try to take away our Second Amendment rights. For instance, there are bills out there right now that are close to passage that would restrict people, put an age limit of 21 before you could buy a shotgun that has more than 10 rounds of ammunition. So we can send a kid off to go fight in a war in Iraq or Afghanistan, but if he comes home during leave, it's going to be illegal for him to go purchase a gun that has more than 10 rounds in it.
It's definitely a tough topic, but you have people talking, and that's the important thing, calling it, a sanctuary county for the Second Amendment. Thank you both for joining us. We really appreciate it today.
Hey, Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I just wanted you to know that I am using this stuff under fair use. And also remember to like and subscribe this channel. Also, too, keep in mind I do not make any money on YouTube. This is 5 hours work a day, fighting for freedom. And you can donate with PayPal and Patreon. I just want you to think about this. If everybody gives to PayPal and Patreon, Patreon is every month. Actually, PayPal you can do every month. I have 12,000 subscribers. If everybody gives, I can quit my regular job and go full-time investigations on Charlotte County and possibly even more and beyond. So just keep that in mind. If everybody helps out, I can go full-time doing this. Thanks.